Hey guys, today we're riding the Honda Hornet 750. One of Honda's middleweight bikes, and it really does pack a punch. It is an absolute hooligan machine. So let's get to the riding.
Whoa, that's perfect. Let's crack on.
Alright, we're on it, and this is what I mean about the hooligan machine. It is mint. It's so light. It is actually amazing. This bike really does like a second gear, and I'm going to overtake this car in a second and show you exactly what I mean. This bike really does like second gear. Whoa, that's a big bump. But yeah, the extra, this engine, the parallel twins have really come a long way. This engine is brilliant. It really is. In fact, I'd say it's a bit too much. It makes you just want to go fast all the time. And I am a fan of the Hornet 750. I didn't want to do a jump then. Traction control key. Traction control's not happy with me. Traction control is not my friend. But for country lanes like this, I don't think there's a better bike. I really don't. It's just because the bike is that light, and you really can use the whole 90 horsepower. You don't need more than that. Motorbikes. Do have a little bit of whiplash. I do have a little bit of whiplash, which is not the best. It does make it hard for turning. Well, not turning, but looking behind me and stuff. It's just a beast. It really is. The only problem you got now is a lot of gravel. On these style of roads, the bike really does want to wheelie all the time. And the traction control does a great job of holding that back. And it's no secret, I like this engine in the Transalp, and in a bike that feels much lighter than a Transalp, it really does come alive. One thing I do like about this bike, I really like the suspension on this. A lot of the middleweight bikes I find they have quite soft and cheap feeling suspension, where this it doesn't feel soft. It feels quite firm. Like there's no wallow.
do really like these kind of roads. They just, you can't go too fast, so you get to ride them, you get to do the revs. This is one of my favourite roads. Not this one we're on now, the next one. I do actually think that this bike, out of all the middleweights, has the firmest of the suspension. It does feel like it is the one that's designed for to take the hits harder than the others. Second gear. Oh man, it's just, second gear is just the one. You just don't need any other gears. It just puts the smile on the face. It really does just put the smile on the face. I am a massive fan of this style of bike and this style of engine, because having the less horsepower does mean you don't have to go insanely fast to have fun, because you get to rev the bike. Like when you get on the 150 plus horsepower bikes, you just don't have usable power on the road. It's just too much. Like, it's good for cruising and the torque's nice, but being able to actively do that, it's just mint. There's just no better feeling. It's just coming out of bends and just giving it a little bit of ease. It's just so cool. And I'm 5'11", and I don't feel cramped on this bike whatsoever. It's got a nice size bar. It's got ample room. I'm far enough back. I don't feel like I'm cramped up and just. Ooh, that did a little skid. There's a bit of gravel on the road. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's a pretty nice view. And then we go. But we don't go too fast because there's gravel and it's scary. We go, but we don't go too fast because we don't want to crash. There's a lot of gravel. Oh man! Oh, I love this road. It's just the reason I love it. This is a Sunday, and look how many people on it. Look how many people ride down this road, and you get to do jumps. I mean, we don't do jumps. Promise. I promise we don't do jumps. Ooh. You don't mind the sheep though? There's lots of sheep. Do you mind? Thank you. We did a jump. We did a jump, and I tell you what, we didn't land safe. We didn't land gently. Then that was a pretty rough landing, and the folks didn't feel like bottoming out at all. It's so much fun. That was the traction control kicking in then, that wasn't the rev limiter. It kicks in so calmly, it's pretty nice actually. Well, I think we should talk some stats and figures. After we've done fast. After we've done some really fast. No, I think we should talk some stats and figures. I do think the front forks have got a shower, which you really do feel real good. Let's talk some stats and figures. The front forks have got shower, something like that, I'm not sure. Some shower upside downs, and they do feel premium. They don't feel cheap in the slightest. Like I don't know if you've seen, I did some pretty hard riding. Let's just. I'm not sure what the rear is. Just on the stats, it just says single monoshock, so it might be. Oh, it's a bit bumpy, so I'm not sure what the rear is. The seat height has a seat height of 700. Has a seat height of under 800 mil. 795 mil. And I'm not the tallest, and I can flat foot quite comfortably. It is a very, very, very narrow bike, which makes the bike feel even smaller than it is. Oh, this is a picture spot if I ever did see one. It is a very, very low bike. The bike comes in at 192 kg wet, which is surprisingly heavy on paper. It does not feel like it is that heavy. I cannot stress how light this bike feels. You just takes the bumps. I believe the bike I'm riding is the Billy Bog standard. It doesn't have heated grips, doesn't have quick shifter. I have ridden down this road on quite a lot of bikes, and not many take the bumps as well as this has. Not many. Just I'm 14 stone, and I've not once bottomed this out. And and we've done some pretty hard braking and hit some pretty big bumps. What I do like about it is when you do accelerate hard, it does just lift up a little tiny bit and stay there, and it feels so controlled. Also, I'm yet to get any form of, yeah, when the traction control kicks in on this, it doesn't just switch the power off, it kind of holds the power where it's at, which I think is a really nice touch, because rather than cutting the power off and slamming you back down, it just holds it. So when the front does come up slightly, it just stays there and then drops back down gently. The bike went light then. The bike went really light. Can you see why I like this road a lot? The only terrifying bit about this road is the amount of blind crests. There's lots of crests you go over, and you come down and you can't really see over. Oh, we've got more bikers. Oh, this is just, it's just a fun bike. It really is just. Like, that wasn't the limiter. That was the traction control. We slow down. We're in Bentham. That's nice. So Kate was telling me that she rode one of these when we went to Gran Canaria a few weeks back, a few months back even, and she rode one and the throttle was quite snatchy. But even in road mode or sport mode, I think it's sport mode, I don't find it snatchy at all. It's got a little bit, but I think all bikes have a little bit, don't they? But we just, third gear, 3000 RPM, it just rolls on. Like there is no real bother. It just keep botting. Let's find somewhere for a coffee and maybe a sandwich. I'm starving. We stopped at a place, ordered a small breakfast and a bacon sandwich. An hour later, they've still not come. So Kate had to go in and shout at them. Very, very proud of Kate for that. So guys, we've been on this bike all day, and I want to give my conclusion. My conclusion is, it is an absolute menace. An absolute menace of a bike. It is so much fun. It's so small, it's so light, and it just goes like this. It just goes like this. It's just so much fun. It's just an incredible machine. I do like it a lot. It is just an absolute hooligan machine, and I love it. I love it to bits. It's just fantastic. It is easily one of the lightest and most nimble bikes out there. And considering it's supposed to be nearly 200 kg, it just really doesn't feel like it. It's something else. If you are in the market for something like this, you really need to test ride it. Because at 7,299 it is an obscenely cheap bike, and you get a lot for your money. You get a very lot for your money on this.
Hey everyone, today we're riding a Honda 750 Hornet. Pesky motorcycles. It is a very nice bike to ride. No. This sucks. I hate it. I don't envy you at all for what you've done for the last few years.